a junior at Johns Hopkins University, and a graduate of the Paxon School of Advanced Studies IB Diploma Program in Jacksonville, Florida.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Okay, that was real fast, thank you. So, my name is Osiris Mancera, and I am so grateful and so honored to be here today with all of you this morning. I will be introducing our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Nikki Woodson. Before I do that, I kind of want to mention to all of you, it was really tough to find something good to say. Well, not in a bad way, but I did a lot of research on Dr. Nikki Woodson, and I was very stupefied and bewildered by all of the amazing things she's done. So I couldn't really think of something fantastic, like over the top. So I'm gonna kind of just read her bio, and then at the end add a little personal note as to why it was, like, I'm so honored to be here speaking to introduce her today. So Dr. Nikki Woodson is the superintendent for Washington Township Schools in Indiana, an International Baccalaureate World District. In the past 8 years, Dr. Woodson has led the public school district to become one of few in the Americas to offer IB to all students in all schools through PYP, MYP, and DP. Washington Township is a pre-K through 12 urban public school district with over 12,000 IB students spanning across 13 IB World schools, with plans to expand to 2 more due to significant increases in enrollment. Dr. Woodson is also a proud parent of PYP and MYP students in her district. Among her numerous honors, Dr. Woodson has been awarded the honor of International Educator of the Year by Global Indiana and recognized for innovative achievement in education by the American Association for School Administrators. Former US President Barack Obama invited Dr. Woodson among just a few superintendents nationwide to the first ever White House Superintendent Summit, recognizing district innovations in education. She has authored the book, Is It Working in Your Middle School?, which she'll be signing later, super excited, published by the Association for Middle Level Education, which focuses on a personalized system to monitor the progress of school initiatives that can be applied to any IB World School. Dr. Woodson also serves as co-founder of Changemakers International, which focuses on global growth and contribution. Active in the IB community, Dr. Woodson has presented at conferences internationally, served on both the IB regional and head councils, and is now serving a 3-year term on the IB Board of Governors. It is people like Dr. Woodson that have allowed for the betterment of our education system in the States, where we're working with other countries to try to develop the best possible plan for educating our future leaders. I would like to extend a personal thank you to Dr. Woodson and to educators across the globe, and to all of you for being here, very willing and open-minded, because we really do all want the same thing. We want to create culturally competent global citizens who have a variety of passions, encourage each other, and work together to end racism, promote institutional equity, amend climate change, and make issues like the school-to-prison pipeline, global warming and homelessness, things we share with our children as cautionary tales and not as realities. And now onto my little speech. So again, my name is Osiris Mancera, and I graduated 2 years ago from the International Baccalaureate program at Paxon School for Advanced Studies, which is in Jacksonville, Florida, about 3 hours from here. Now I'm a rising junior at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, studying Latin American culture with a focus in Portuguese language and Brazilian studies, Italian, and medicine, science, and the humanities, with a minor in women, gender, and sexuality studies. Yeah. Yeah, that was a mouthful.
Good job.
Yeah, it's very fun. I highly recommend it to any of you college students here. So back at Paxon, I was always praised for my hard work. My professors always believed in what I could achieve, and my parents always had my back. And I did everything, and when I say everything, I mean everything, from playing the violin to ukulele, which lasted about 3 to 6 weeks each, to presiding over the Human Rights Club, to learning Portuguese, to joining the wrestling team and joining honor societies and volunteering. I even worked at Forever 21 for about a week, so that was great. Yeah. And so my monkey brain, which is what I call it, was always searching for more, always seeking to absorb as many things from as many books and live as many experiences as I possibly could. I used to believe I could live all of the lives I wanted in this one, that I could be a ballerina, a doctor, a teacher, even the president, all in one life. And I'm not saying that I still don't think that. That's actually one of my mottos, that everybody should have at least a dozen careers in their lives, but I digress. My favorite thing back in high school was when I would go back home and my mom would ask me what I did that day and what I learned. She was always so excited to see what I learned and had taken away from school that day. She wanted to know what my story was. And my story, is what I discovered, was one of discovery. Discovering and honoring my identities as a queer Latinx person, discovering my passions in art, culture, and travel, and uncovering the important things in life to me: family, experiences, and education. But my story doesn't really start with me. It starts with my parents almost 25 years ago, when they emigrated here from their small town in Mexico, and into Jacksonville, Florida, of all places. My parents, who really struggled when they were here and could barely speak English, but they never lacked in their hearts the motivation and perseverance to ensure that my siblings and I would be okay here. They always had faith in me, always pushed me to do more and do better. I wanted to turn out different, like they wanted me to. My father never made it into middle school, and both of my brothers dropped out of high school. And so I really wanted to be the first person in my family to go to college. That way I could hopefully serve as some sort of role model for others like me who think they can't make it. I wanted to be a first, like Mary Jackson or Sonia Sotomayor, and while my feat doesn't compare to being NASA's first Black female engineer or the first Latina Supreme Court judge, it is worth something, I think. And I never imagined, not in a million years, that I would be standing here today, that I would be going to a prestigious school like Hopkins, that I would have had the opportunity to study abroad this past winter in Denmark and this upcoming year in Cuba, Brazil, and Italy, which I'm so excited for. I never thought that I would be able to have all of these opportunities in my life, and I really attribute that to my time at Paxon doing the IB program. There is where I learned about the true value and preciousness of education that my parents had dreamed of, and education that many are still denied today. Mostly girls, those of a low socioeconomic status, and people of color, more so than others. It is also where I learned to question everything, even the faults in our education system. It is where I learned to love my Latinidad, where I learned to be compassionate. It's something that our world seems to be lacking pretty recently, or lately. It is where I learned that I love writing essays. I absolutely adored writing the extended essay, while my peers did not. Sorry for writing them out. But I absolutely adored it, and I loved learning everything that I did with the extended essay. And Paxon is also where I learned about the value of serving others. It is where I learned that the most important thing I can do in this world is to offer my skills and ability to give. It is where I learned about radical and alternative thinking, and also about the importance of diversity education and activism. And I suppose the lesson here is to never take for granted the opportunities you have, because going to school and having an education is about the biggest act of revolution and protest you can perform. But the lesson is also in questioning and criticizing, not allowing yourself to be absorbed in all the gratitude that you don't down and question. That used to be a fault of mine. Never criticizing school, the US, healthcare, etc., because it's kind of an immigrant's dream come true. But the lesson is in really believing in the doors that education and language open for you. Because really words are power. Why do you think that countries like North Korea or Burma censor internet access, or why under 45 various government science agencies like EPA and USDA were issued de facto gag orders to prevent them from speaking out? It's important to never let oppressors bring you down and quiet you. Moreover, I also think it's worth mentioning that being educated has its perks. Graduating from this well-renowned program and from top-notch schools will leave with a piece of paper that means people will listen to what you have to say. So say the right things. Use your voice to uplift the voices who aren't permitted one. Use it for those minoritized and cast aside. Use it for people like me and advocate for them, because there's no telling what they can do with a little support. And I'd like to leave you with the quote, which reminds me never to lose sight of what I'm fighting for. It's by Tasha Womack, and it goes like this. Hope, much like imagination, comes at premium. The cost is a life where more is expected. Where more is expected, new actions are required. The audacity of hope, the bold declaration to believe, and clarity of vision for a better life and world are the seeds to personal growth, revolutionized societies, and life-changing technologies. We need to change our realities, the realities of the suffering and the marginalized. We, the educated and compassionate, owe it to ourselves and to our comrades to make a difference. We need to keep dreaming and reaching for more, because that is how we change the world. Let us never forget that. Thank you.